Welcome to episode 101 of the Epilogue Lady podcast. My name is Bente and I'm coming to you from Vesterålen, northern Norway, where I live with my husband and 3 cats. You can find me on Instagram as Arctic Crafts, on Facebook and Etsy as Arctic Crafts by Bente, and on Ravelry as Arctic Crafts 65. There is also a group for this podcast on Ravelry where you can participate in make-alongs and the occasional giveaway. There is also a Ko-fi page where you can support me and the podcast. And the Etsy thing, there are only a few days left and there are only a few skeins left. June 30th, my Etsy shop will close, and that will be permanently this time. I'm not taking a vacation or anything, it's just closing. And as I said, I only have 6 skeins left. So if you want one of those skeins, go check out my Etsy shop. Starting with coffee. It's early in the morning. I got up real early today because I wanted to say goodbye to hubby. He's got a 10 to 12 hour drive ahead of him. He's driving down to Trøndelag to visit his family. I'm staying home this time. And he did not look forward to it because he told me that they had over 30 degrees centigrade or Celsius down there now. And it's really warm here as well. So I'm not jealous because I'm not fond of that kind of heat. Thankfully, it rarely gets that hot up here, if ever. So, that's it, and I think I've said everything that I wanted to say at the start about the shop and everything. First things first, I did a giveaway last time, and I of course left my notes over there. Just a moment. Always the professional. I have to decide soon if I want to have bangs or not, I think. I'm trying to grow out my hair and I haven't decided yet whether I want to have bangs or not. So this is starting to annoy me. The winner of the giveaway for my episode 100 is Lilu Shah Kash. Please contact me on Instagram with your mailing address so I can send your prize to you. So that was the giveaway from last episode. And there's this funny little story and I want to tell it at the beginning so that those of you who sort of lose interest also get to hear it because it's really fun. A few days back, our house is arranged the way that our front door is in the back. That sounds weird, but the road is on this side of the house and our front door is on that side of the house. So you have to sort of walk to the back of our house to reach the front door where our doorbell is and everything. So, but we have a door on this side of the house. It's sort of a patio door. And a few days back, somebody knocked at that door. And we couldn't figure out. So hubby just went there to open the door. And I heard him talk to somebody. And then he came back in and he said, I think you need to talk to this person. Because it was a lovely lady that asked him, is this Arctic Crafts? And are you open? And I went to the front of the house or the back of the house to talk to the lady. She was from Australia and she was on a cruise ship and the cruise ship had a stop here in STOKMARKNES. And her daughters had told her that Arctic Crafts were in STOKMARKNES. So when the cruise ship stopped here, she had to go look me up. And she had to walk quite a bit because she didn't know that we live quite a bit ways away from the docks. So she had to walk for almost 3 kilometers to find me. So hubby gave her a lift back. And she of course got a really reasonable price for the yarn she bought. She bought 6 skeins. And I just think this is such a fun story. That a lady from Australia knocks on my patio door and asks about Arctic crafts and if we were open. That's so much fun. So she probably never looks at my YouTube videos or anything, but if you do, it was really nice meeting you. So that's the fun story. I haven't been dyeing any yarn, basically because I'm not putting anything more into the shop. The next time I'm dyeing yarn, it's going to be a sweater quantity for myself, and I plan on recording it. Not sure when it's going to happen. It might not be during the summer because I have projects I'm knitting on. I have projects I'm planning on starting. So a new sweater for myself I won't be starting until the fall, I guess. But that's that. Our Arctic Summer of Socks is going nicely. I'm checking Ravelry almost every day to look at the new projects. And the rules are real simple. Any socks for children or adults, minimum size, I think I said 35 European. And any craft, double dipping is okay. Whips are allowed as long as you hadn't finished the first sock by the start of the make-along on June 1st, and both FOs and chat can be posted in the same thread on Ravelry, but I only give prices to FOs when I draw the prices. The first comment or whip I draw will get a pattern price. So that's the make-along. This isn't going to be a long episode, I think, because I have a very little knitting to show you. It's been sort of busy because my son moved back home, and we are working on getting all his stuff situated around the house, basically. We don't have a lot of storage space, and he's not going to stay here. He's living here temporarily until he gets a job and his own place. So not all of his stuff is going to be unpacked. And I'm not sure why I keep talking about this, because it doesn't interest you. Let's talk about knitting. I'm not wearing knitting today because it's hot, so I'm only wearing a linen shirt. So the knitting I'm working on is the same knitting I was working on the last time. It's my Wizardy socks for the Knitters and Critters make-along. Both the yarn and the stitch marker is from Hanna at the Corner of Craft, or Chromatic Yarns. And this yarn is, the colorway is Maybe I'll Write a Song About You. I think that was it. Maybe I'll Write a Song About You. And it's inspired by Dorian Storm, the bard in Bell's House. So that's the first whip. And the second whip, this is what I've been working on the most. And I realized last night when I was about to put it away that I was in the middle of a row. And then I thought, I'm recording tomorrow, so I better finish that row. It's my I'm insisting on calling this my Prairie cardigan, because I don't want to try out my French again. But I'm on the last color, and I'm supposed to start the rib as soon as I finish the fade. Maybe it's too harsh transformation between the last two colors, but I think it's going to look okay when it's finished. So this has been a fun knit. It's a really fiddly pattern, but I memorized it almost immediately. There are no increases, decreases to keep track of. It's just the pattern. And it's a special, really special construction, and the result is that it's going to be longer in the back than in the front, because the shoulders will slide back when you wear it. So as soon as I finished the 5th color, I'm going to cast on the sleeves. I think maybe I'll knit my ranunculus in cotton yarn, linen cotton, the linen cotton blend ranunculus I wanted to knit. Maybe I'll do that before I do the sleeves on this one. I want this to be finished for September, when I'm going on my trip, because I want to use that cardigan when I go on my trip in September. So that's my whips, and that's, I should tell you what the yarn is for this. All the colors are from Garnbutikken Fortuna, a Norwegian hand dyer and yarn store, except for this one, and that's from Chromatic Yarns, and it's called Tonight I Bake, and it's inspired by Lord Esteros from Bell's Health, or he's not a member of Bell's Health, but it's campaign 3, Critical Role. Tonight I Bake. The rest is Garnbutikken Fortuna. And they were really, I just sent them an inspiration pick, and they picked out the fade for me. I just replaced one of the colors, a Hedgehog Fibers one, for that Chromatic Yarns one, because I figured it actually fitted better into the fade. So I have a skein of Hedgehog Fibers that I'm not sure what I'm going to use for. I'm not sure I'm going to use it for socks, because the Hedgehog Fibers sock yarn has only got 10% nylon in it, and I think that's a bit on the lower side for sock yarn. Sorry about the mobile not being on silent, but hubby is driving all day today, and I get anxious when any of my close people are traveling, especially when he's driving for that long. I'm not anxious if I'm with him and I'm in the car with him. Not a problem. But if I'm not there, I don't have any control over the car if I'm a passenger either. But so he's going to send me messages whenever he takes a break. He's going to send me a message to tell me where he's at and everything. I know. I worry easily. Now I have my oldest son living here, so I don't have to worry about him, at least. Today is going to be a really hot, beautiful day. I can tell already. It's only, what time is it? It's only 9 a.m. But it's already hot. So I know I'm going to stay inside today. Both because if I go outside in the sun, I have to use sunblock on every part of my body that's actually exposed. And I can't stand the heat. So we have air conditioning, so I'm going to stay inside today. If we're leaving the house, we're just walking to the gas station to get some ice cream or something. Hubby, we only have one car, and hubby has taken the car. So Saturday, we went to the supermarket and bought a lot of stuff in bulk, so that me and Isak have everything we need for the week. Anything heavy I wanted to get while we still had the car. It's not a problem walking to the supermarket. It's about a 5-kilometer round trip, I think. And if you use a backpack, not a problem. So if we need to, we're going to walk there. And we already decided that we're walking to a restaurant in town for dinner one day this week. So But fortunately, I'm not going to be home alone this time. That's one of the things I hate about hubby traveling without me. I don't like to be home alone. I don't have to this time. So I guess it means me and my son will have some bonding time. We're not the sociable sort, either of us, so we'll see. We'll probably sit on... I'll be sitting on my computer, he will be sitting on his computer, but one thing we know we're going to do, we're going to binge watch the last episode, the second season of Postboks, The Legend of Postboks, the animation series. Because he didn't watch that series to begin with, both because he doesn't have Amazon Prime and because he never was that interested in Critical Role. He's been playing D&D since he moved to Tromsø 8 years ago, but or Warhammer Fantasy has sort of been his thing, but he never watched Critical Role. But hubby is setting up a new campaign for us that we're going to start as soon as hubby gets back. And that is based on Critical Role lore and Matthew Mercer's Exandria and the Continental Wildmount. And Isaac decided he needed some lore. So he's watching the The Legend of Postboks, and he's been reading a bit in the books, and he's been following along, sort of, because we are rewatching the second campaign of Critical Role on YouTube. And that's the one that's set in Wildmount. So both for hubby to get some inspiration and for me to... I think the second campaign is my favorite campaign. I think. And they've already said that they're going to make an animation series of that one as well. So probably in 3 or 4 years or something. But anyway, there I go talking about Critical Role again. I should start calling this channel something completely different, probably. But again, the Epilogue Lady and Tangent Lady, not sure. My good friend Sue, Crafty7, has made me a Tumblr with the logo. I'll download the picture and put it up on the screen. I think she's okay with that. I'm going to keep that. I was considering using it as a giveaway prize, but no. That Tumblr is for me. I'm going to use it when I'm recording, I think. I really love it. Because I made myself a proper logo for the podcast. And it's at the start of every episode. And she made me a Tumblr. And I'm really pleased with that. I haven't gotten anything interesting in the mail. I have yarn coming. The June club from Chromatic Yarns. Again with Mythical Role Yarn Club. The yarn from Stranded arrived. Maybe I should show you that again. Really professional. So the yarn from Stranded Dye Works arrived. And it's this one. And it's called Transcendence. And I really love this. And it's called Transcendence One of a Kind because she was a bit heavy-handed with the neons in this one. And it is not supposed to be this neon. But me and neons. So when she was too heavy-handed with the neons, I really loved it. So that's why I bought this one. It's Transcendence. Nora George has started dyeing again and has started putting stuff in her shop. And I keep checking it out because I really want to buy some Nora George. I can't afford her advent this year. I can't afford any advents from abroad because of the really weak krona. And everything is almost twice the price. So this year I won't be able to afford an advent. If I get an advent this year, it's going to be tea or something like that. I could, of course, get myself some minis, or I don't have enough minis for an advent. But I could get myself some minis and then ask hubby to wrap them for me. Because I'm going to miss having a yarn advent, I think. Garnbutikken Fortuna might be doing a yarn advent. They haven't decided yet. If they do, I'm going to get their advent. Because if I buy it in Norway, no surprises. I know exactly what I'm paying for it. So that's probably the only way I'm going to get the yarn advent this year. If Garnbutikken Fortuna does an advent. Of course, I might do a swap advent with somebody. Not sure about that either. That could be the solution, but it's a lot of work making all those tiny yarn balls. So somebody is trying to reach me on my mobile, but I think I'm done. This is a really short episode, I'm well aware, but I have told you who won the giveaway. I have showed you the progress on my works in progress, the sock and the cardigan, and that's it. I'm not sure if I'm going to do some recording this week and maybe put up an episode, but I have lots of stuff to do still, and I think maybe this week is going to be a vacation week of sorts. I'm going to go for a walk every day, I think, if it's not too hot, but if I do it in the evenings, it's not a problem. And just spend some quality time with my son. And I was considering doing Arctic summer vlogs, but I think I've decided against it because my youngest is coming, and I don't want to put a camera in their faces all the time. Especially my eldest can't stand getting a camera into his face, and he doesn't want me to sort of record with him in the shots, and now he's living here. So I'm of course going to do the normal stuff like Vlogtober and Vlogmas and everything, but I don't think there will be an Arctic summer vlog. I know I talked about that, but there will be the normal podcast. So next Friday, not the Friday coming, but next Friday, I'm going to do a regular episode. So again, the shop is closing June 30th. That's only days away. If you want to get some Arctic Crafts yarn, now is your last chance. The only way to get Arctic Crafts yarn from July 1st onwards is prizes in giveaways and make-alongs. I'll be dyeing yarn for prizes. I'm going to keep dyeing yarn for prizes. And I'm going to dye some yarn, record me dyeing some yarn as well. But to buy Arctic Crafts yarn, this is your last chance. And I could have taken the 6 skeins with me and showed them to you. There's only 6 skeins. But I think they're nice, and just check out the shop if you'd like, and you'll see what's left in stock. So I'm going to stop now and edit this and figure out what to do with the beautiful summer's day. Maybe I'll go in the garden and sow some seeds or something. I have some flower seeds. I know this is late, but we haven't had temperatures that would work with sowing flowers until now. So that's maybe what I'm going to do when I'm finished editing this. So I'll see you in a little less than 2 weeks. And I hope you have a really nice week wherever you are. and I'll see you again. Bye bye.